Today, friends, I'm going to show y'all how it went down in my kitchen on Sunday. Now, this type of meal right here is definitely made with love and patience, and y'all know your girl plays no games when she step in that kitchen, okay? These are most of the ingredients I use right here, and y'all already know we about to jump straight in that kitchen. I started off by seasoning my pot roast. I'm just using a little complete seasoning, some onion and garlic powder, some roasted garlic and herb seasoning, and I also used a little black pepper. You want to make sure you season both sides of your roast, and I like to poke 1,000 holes in it just to make sure the flavor gets all through the meat. Next, I went ahead and added some olive oil, my pot roast, and some fresh thyme so we could brown this bad boy on both sides for about 4 minutes each. I also added a little browning sauce just to help the process. After my meat was nice and brown, I went ahead and added some spicy beef broth, my pot roast, and some homemade gravy to my crock pot. And you can always use one of those gravy packets or one of those pot roast seasoning packets. Those work good too. I just didn't need to use those because I made everything homemade. Moving on to my veggies, I added some baby carrots. I cut up some celery, some onions, some garlic, added some fresh thyme, threw the lid on that bad boy, let it cook on low for about 8 hours. Moving on to our side of sweet potatoes, I like to cut mine in chunks just like this. Make sure you rinse your potatoes off real good. I like to boil them until I can poke my fork all the way through. When my potatoes was finished boiling, I added them to a baking dish with some slices of butter. I also added some dark brown sugar and some cane sugar. And of course, the more sugar you add, the sweeter your potatoes is going to be. So you be the judge of how much sugar you want to add to your potatoes. And I love the taste of nutmeg, y'all. So I like to sprinkle a little bit on top after I add all my butter and sugar. Throw them bad boys in the oven on 350 until the butter and sugar is nice and melted. Moving on to our green beans. I love fresh green beans, y'all. They hit so much different than the ones in the can. I like to boil mine first for about 15 minutes so they could get nice and soft and turn nice and dark green. After they finish boiling, I like to add some olive oil to a pan so I could saute the green beans for a couple minutes. For my seasoning, I'm just using some original dash, some garlic powder, a little chicken seasoning, and I also added some Thai style chili peppers. After I let my green beans saute for a couple minutes, this is how they turned out, and they was so good. And I love me some Jiffy, y'all. I don't discriminate. Y'all know those little cornbread muffins y'all be seeing in my other videos? Let me show you how I make them. To a bowl, I add the Jiffy, 1 egg, some milk, and I also like to add some melted butter. Melted butter kicks them up a notch. I like my cornbread to be nice and moist, just like cake. I like to use a cupcake pan and also the cupcake liners. I like to add 1/2 cup of the mixture to every liner to make sure they at least come out the same size. Throw them bad boys in the oven on 400 degrees, and I like to drizzle honey on top when they done. Y'all, this is how all my sides turned out. My pot roast was so juicy and tender, just falling apart. Y'all, this is how everything turned out. When I say dinner, once again, was a 10 out of 10. Now, this is the type of dinner that just make you happy and content. And y'all know I have to give my friends a bite. Have a blessed day, everybody.